Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of A. On today's episode, we have,
Enoch.
Ima. Eric.
and of course, your host, the Biggish. So, on today's episode, we are going to talk about uh, main things, news that is happening in our homeland country, Ghana. So, this is what we are going to have. We are going to have thoughts about the political situation, the social life,
Chinese galamsey.
the cost the cost of living that is going high. So
And
welcome
and
to-
and the Ghana Black Stars.
hey Jao no masa omo come again be who be. So guys, I think you all knows what is happening in Ghana right now. I think you all heard the news about the galamsey situations, the land pollution that is going on, and also the water bodies which are being polluted. And earlier, I think in September, a lot of young people who were frustrated by the whole situations went down on the street of Accra to protest, which I think so now there are at least some few people still in arrest because they caused damage to state properties during the peaceful
Protest, yeah.
protest, and also the brutal force that was used by the Ghana police. So, guys, what's your opinion about it?
Okay, let me say the first thing. In my opinion, the main problem with this situation is the government, because they are allowing foreigners to come to Ghana and take our resources and pollute our water. The main fact is that if Chinese people are coming from their country to Ghana, they are in our country. They don't value us. They don't respect us. The only thing they value is get gold, get money, and take it back to China. So if they pollute the water, and in Ghana villages they don't have water to drink, water for harvesting and stuff, they don't care about that.
I think another thing is that like a lot of people know Ghana just for Dirty December or something like that, like those parties and the enjoyment life. Nobody talks about the real matters, the real problems that are going on in the country. So I think it's important to talk about that.
Okay, guys, but I always say that, for example, these Chinese that come to the country, they don't know where these gold natural resources are. It is we, the Ghanaians, who lead them to go
Yeah,
there.
when we say the main thing is in Ghana we have a lot of poor people, so they are all after the money, after near ombidi that day. And if Chinese the man say mama 100 Ghana cedis, go pay gold, I say obeko, because all the machines, bro. You have the machines, so you are just like, I need food for me and my family.
Yeah, and
so I'm going.
So based on this, so I was reading, I think an article on, if I don't recall, Joy News.
Yeah.
And I heard that 4 million people were involved in galamsey in Ghana. With these 4 million people, I did a simple economics calculation, which is that means 4 million people involved directly. So that means 4 million people which means there are 4 million food that
Yeah.
goes on people's table. That these people goes and work in these galamsey places to bring food to their tables. That means there's no work. If you go and cut 4 million, and maybe let's say you times it by times 1 or 2,
Yeah.
that means you are going to kill almost 60 million food on people's table. So why instead
Sure.
of
Are you sure the numbers are correct?
yes, they were saying
no.
that four
Yeah, it's
million
correct.
people, 4 million Ghanaians are involved directly.
I even saw some videos on Instagram.
4 million.
4 million.
can we
In a
get
country which population is around 30 million.
Yes.
Okay.
and the fact is,
I was just asking.
like, I was reading an article on BBC News, and they are like, the water in Ghana is so polluted and so thick that an artist that's based in Ghana said he can even paint with that water. So this is just for you to understand how dirty the water is. And when they are extracting gold, they use machines, and they use mercury Like, and this mercury keeps polluting the water. So if you drink from that water, you use that water on a daily basis, you even going to have some problems. And I even read that now newborns, like kids born in the last 1 or 2 years, they are coming out with deformities and
Yes,
stuff.
of course, because the main resources in this area. Just remember that these are there's a certain area in this country. That's the Eastern Ashanti, Western. That's the part that it is called. It is really the Gold Coast of Ghana, and it is really vital for these people. Now, this is also the place where our forest is located more.
Yeah.
This is also places that have historical importance in our society. So right now, when you say, okay, like the guys were protesting and were saying, stop galamsey. If you stop galamsey, I have only one issue. If you stop galamsey, there are almost 8 to 12 million people who their their resources come from this whole project. Where are you sending them? Because the poverty in the country. Yesterday, I was reading an article on Kweju Sheldon's news, and it says that the poverty rate in Ghana is going to rise up to 25%. The poverty
So
rate.
say,
So if you are taking this, that means you are out of that 25, you are almost bringing almost 45% of the people back to them to the poverty rate.
no,
Isn't
and
it?
it's true, but someone said Ghana near Ubeya Ube Didino. And now be what they say. You can good. Nanka good no they share a buying sa even the government. Omo also no. I don't care either if it's NDC, if it's NPP. Omo ani here omo say ni omo de ba ko ma no. Ene ni omebusuafo benya. Apart from that, no, if the country is struggling, if nkrofo nyi duane ni, if nkrofo tese kwanchen a, abanim hu say they are greedy.
But I also think that the problem here is that the gold isn't used in the country. Like when it's extracted, they take it to China, to India, to the United Emirates States, and they use it there, not in Ghana. So I think if they promote like work around gold inside the country, that will help as well.
I have a question
Yeah.
because I'm not really like I know about this story, but I have this question: since when has this become an issue?
Exactly, that's the problem because I think that we are the thing is being now amplified because of the
Yeah.
election year.
Yeah.
But we have this issue because that's what a lot of people are saying. This thing is going on for the past
Because
30, 40 years. The problem is now first when the Ghanaians were the one that were dealing in the Ghanaians, they knew they had it, they was less greedy in destroying or polluting because the Ghanaians had the belief of the spiritual part of these water bodies. So they were really careful in that. Now we have foreigners and also Ghanaians companies which are really, really big
Yeah.
who don't care that part.
they're just selling out. Selling
Yes,
out.
and the problem that the question that the when you were saying about the gold going outside, I think we should stop as a country to have certain monopolistic ideas and communist
Yeah.
ideas because this what when they say is the great about Nkrumah, we should depart a little bit from that part because if you look like let's say cocoa,
Yeah.
the Ghana Cocoa Board is the biggest
It's the best in the world.
institution.
With
The
Cote
Cote
d'Ivoire,
d'Ivoire, yes.
and Brazil is third. But
Yes.
even with gold, I don't know if you know about, but Ghana is in the first or second.
Number
or
one. Number
Number
one.
first or second, yeah.
Number one.
And I don't understand why our government is bad to the extent that we have gold, we have cocoa, we have
I
diamonds.
think for all the resources, it's just greediness. Greediness.
It's greediness.
Because I think is we Ghanaians, for example, we have an issue with letting a lot of people get rich. If we move from a monopolistic idea and we try to let the Ghanaians, the local Ghanaians inside, build gold refineries in
Yeah.
the country because we don't have gold refineries in Ghana.
We don't have
All the
them.
gold that we get
Oh,
from
wait. We have them, but Chinese people came and built it, so it's not ours.
we have like as a country we have like one.
Yeah, but
And the one is owned by the nation, but it's partially owned by the United Kingdom.
but the problem is, how can you be the country with the most reserves of gold and you don't have a refinery?
The
That is
problem
the
are the individuals because
Because the government, we have this idea that the government has to create this refinery as a central bulk. But if we are having individuals building their own refineries
Yeah.
and keeping the wealth in the country, I think
We don't have that
Mindset.
because if you go to Nigeria, even for petrol, they have
yes, Dangote just built.
Dangote. They have Dangote, yeah.
Yes, Dangote just built the biggest refinery in Africa.
And
But even that topic, no, still, it took them how many years to build that refinery?
That's
it took some years, but at the end, once that's here, you will never get there. What you are saying, because we don't have the in Ghana, we don't have the mindset, we don't have the mentality. We are not getting there.
It's not about mentality. I always say that it's also about how these European Western companies have built a structure whereby we, the Africans, it's difficult to get access in acquiring certain machineries to build refineries like cocoa, even like cocoa processing companies. How many we have? Cocoa processing companies in Ghana.
You know that we have after the last years when the revenues for cocoa went down for the climate situation and stuff. We had the farmers protesting because you will have like a big farm, then they will pay you like €1, €2 for a lot of work because we were basically selling our cocoa to Nestle and big companies like that. I think that we have to do a step forward and start processing
Them in Ghana.
processing cocoa,
Ghana.
diamonds,
Everything.
oil, and gold
All
in
the
Ghana.
resources, yeah.
Because
All of them.
if you are building them in the mainland, these huge companies, now if they wanted to get the monopoly on it, they have to come and build it in the country. So if you are building these companies in the country, that means that you are giving work to the people. Now, for example, right now, cocoa is one of the highest commodities because the price is really high, and people are because the farmers are not doing well. For example, Ghana is having a low cocoa producing because of this whole galamsey thing, and Ivory Coast is not backing up because so there is a high demand of cocoa. Now, having a high demand of cocoa and the price going up,
we
and then
should use that.
you are paying per kilo half of the price to the farmers in Ghana, because you in Ghana you have the Ghana Cocoa Board, which is the only company which is instituted to buy the cocoa and put it on the international market.
Yeah.
Now, if you come to that means that you are not even in an economy that wants to grow. Because it's like a communist situation.
Yeah.
But if I'm living in an economy whereby we have access to the international market, and I, as a farmer, I can build whatever I want, store it, process it, and go into the international market. The farmer is going to, and if the farmer is in this situation, he's not selling his land to any Chinese, to any Indian, to any any British, to
exploit it. He's basically exploiting it. Okay, now I have a question for all the three of you. Let's start with Eric. The main thing is, when we went to Ghana last time, I saw a lot of Chinese people, right? With the Chinese mall, like we went to a mall, like 4 floors. It was called China Mall with Chinese employees. Then I saw a video on Instagram. They went to arrest some galamseys, Ghanaians and Chinese people. The 3 Chinese guys were sitting on chairs in the police station. The Ghanaians were kneeling down with their hands tied. So my question is, do you think the problem is with the Chinese people and the foreigners, or is with the Ghanaians?
To my perspective and my beliefs, it's from both sides. Simply because we Ghanaians are allowing the Chinese, and the Chinese are exploiting us. Simple.
Yeah. Iba?
I think another big problem is corruption inside the country, because even our police and even the army, they are so corrupted. Like, if they go to an illegal galamsey site to arrest people, they will treat like uh, like they will take some bribes and treat worse the Ghanaian people working there more than the Chinese who are there
owning stuff.
owning everything around the site.
Yeah.
So I think another big problem is that.
Biggish.
My answer is really this. Young Ghana for inferior complex mentality. Young Ghana for no. Huh?
Inferior.
I didn't want to professor.
Okay, sorry.
So, with that type of mentality, we always assume that what comes outside, for example, is better than what is done in the country. What other people do outside are better than ours. So when
we have our own Ghanaian people, right? Like us. You see idea outside. You age man outside.
but how come
But
Okay,
lots
I'm
of people
opportunity.
inside the country value more the things that are coming from outside. Yeah.
Bro, na man tell you, actually see what
Because the fact is that Oko Ghana, who are bro na near Kutukutu.
yeah.
go to-
Also, Bruni Coco, man, yeah, fetch the gongo.
But the fact is that last time me who video be right. I'm say, wait there, mean to say, I near pen kwasi asem kakra. Nti American say say last time I made a video be a YouTube be free US or the case senate, right? I'm so be any no.
Oh yeah, like a streamer.
Yeah, Jaisa.
Comport yourself.
Enye quality. Train okay.
Kai Sena.
Akwani duru Ghana no, right? Omo de nipa bebre ko shia no na they are dancing almost traditional clothes, yeah.
Like combo nyum nyana man,
Combo
everything.
man,
Yeah. Hyping him
this
up.
guy is dancing, I'm hyping, right? Then last week video be 20 doctors, man, guys from from Germany.
From Germany, yeah, volunteers.
They went to Ghana to do health surgery for free. I'm to report no be any.
Because
No one.
Because no, you ain't Ghana for Nangasan. We want this. We have this mentality that we want to be hyped.
Yeah.
And we don't care about important stuff because if you have that's what I would say, that they say young generation we have huge problems because we want this we are inside the world trying to seek approbation from people that really don't give a heck about us. Because Kai Senat, we have people like Kwejo Sheldon and other people who are doing nobody gives a heck about you. So if he comes like but we fire doing economy I bring it
Now,
benefit.
many I'm saying doctors 20 do me no. Almost a
Umisa say a gay ya almost your friend is simple. Almost gay be Instagram model be called Ghana. I'm friend man called President House.
and wait.
Now doctors now bad no ma.
Obianco Shimana I there got some years ago. Kofi Filippo, I'm to be at was on Instagram doing stuff. I want to Ghana, almost go Jubilee House. Maybe a president war just because
we're Brony on country. Because we're Brony on country. I don't go into
Brony on country.
Very useless.
So is that
Like I'm not hating, but
Now, a question for Enoch.
Yeah.
Remaining
Priorities.
on this argument,
Yeah.
this story, how do you want to call it? But do you believe that the main reason Kai Senat was celebrated in comparison to the doctors, isn't that because of his social status? Like he's a famous streamer, a really famous person.
me here like hey prison. That's right. Mommy and Queen man. Yeah, for the social status because so be bringing him, you know,
Yeah.
or try video bring him, but as a country, as a government, you know 20 doctors are coming because and you say you know they are coming. So you have to arrange something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the arrangement for Kaisenat was from the government.
I don't know if it's from the
I don't
government,
think so. But still,
in
people were more interested about him
Currency.
coming to Ghana. Like,
But it was the same thing for him in Nigeria, right?
but in Nigeria right now, he's financing some
A
hospitals
school.
and
And
schools.
schools, right?
So there he's doing something. In
so-
Ghana, it was just for
train you.
Hi,
So my man can back on home. It didn't Nigeria for muyen. Nito muyen say. Nipa bibere omoko Africa. They go to Nigeria, not building schools, building hospitals. Omba Ghana, that's December. No my best. No mo kwati azie. Omu muyen. Ye the year of return as Stephen Harvey and stuff. Omu nyako Ghana no. Why could you nisiga say o CBB or Ghana?
Oh, yeah, some people did.
Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson
Is Ghanaian.
He's Ghanaian, right?
Oh, sorry.
The Nipa Bakwa minim say he's doing something is in Ghana is Idris Elba.
Yeah, but he's Ghanaian.
But no, he's half Ghanaian, half Sierra Leone. But you know, Senat, you know, that guy,
What did he brought to the country?
he's not Nigerian.
yeah.
Why did you ask? Why did you ask the question like? I mean,
You know, he
Kaisenat supporter.
he is not.
Manager.
He
I'm gonna be pitching the crab. They should have
Because of that.
Oh, they just you know.
but asema Mecca it was when they say very like statistics. If you look for millionaires and billionaires, do a comparison between Ghana and Nigeria, then you will see then say yaka chirisa.
But I don't think that's the whole thing. No, Nigerians saw when Nigerian billionaires saw petroleum companies and all that stuff. Our people were not even there. Our people were jobbing in their country. That's why the famous Ghana must go happen because they sacked us, and we too we sacked them. You know, but all the same, we are cool. But
Wait, Maminka, last thing on this topic. You know, say you were talking about the Ghanaian government. Yesterday I was reading in the northern part of Ghana, maybe your name Burkina Faso, Shiano, right? There are some military and terrorist groups
yeah.
residing there.
Yes.
Right? Someone said we will have the elections soon. Right? So nobody's talking about this. But basically, we are allowing them to stay on the northern part so they won't create problems to Ghanaians, but they will attack Burkina Faso.
Yeah, because I think this has always been an issue because first and foremost, that area I always says that that whole area we are the only country, and it's not that we have not seen any terrorist attacks, but we should not give the quote unquote bravo to the government,
Yeah.
but it's normal because of the character of the people. Because if you see that area, we have terrorists attack all the place. When you talk about intelligence, quote unquote, we have a really weak intelligence in this country because the amount of bullshit that happens goes around that comes in Ghana. I was watching airport security, and the amount of, and I remember one time I saw 10 containers with full of guns that were going to Ghana port and were going to Ghana port, and then they will go to the border between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Now, this is my whole issue. Why are we? This is the country where Dr. Kwame Nkrumah come from, and we are literally helping, quote unquote, France, various Russia. We are helping all these international powers to distract
Let me read
and create a coup
something.
d'etat in Burkina.
Let me read something.
Aden, Mpacho.
Remember.
Obabe neke mu o no.
It's Instagram.
Obabe neke mu o no.
Okay, wait. So I was reading on this page. It's called NWE, right? And they were talking about, our president, who went to France for an institutional visit, right? And he got awarded with the title. Let me read the title of Grand Officer de la Légion d'honneur. Okay, so this is an old title from the colonial age, something like that. And our
That's not colonial then.
no, we are going back. Yeah. 18. He said it. We're going back. No, even before. Sorry, not the colonial. Even before to 1802. This was instituted by Napoleon. um, so Ghanaians are taking pride for getting this useless awards from the Europeans. Like we are not focusing on the right things. We are supporting France with exporting, importing, and
Yes, and
stuff.
for example, talking about cocoa, the European Union literally said to Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, if you people don't pay me $250 million, you people can go and check it. For me to tell you that how you are producing your cocoa in your country is good, I won't buy your cocoa. They literally need to boycott selling cocoa to the European Union before, and it's still on hold. Like anytime they want, they can still force that law in the. And we are there roaming about in this country. That's why I like Kagame. Because if you tell Kagame this bullshit, the next day, you and all your countrymen, you are out.
Yeah.
And our people, when you see, they'll be laughing. My bro, this is not funny. People's money, people's energy, people's whole life are in these businesses. To end the good situation, I don't believe in it. Let us stop it. Let us try as much as possible to find a legal way so that we don't harm our water bodies, our lands, and create any damage to our people. Because at the end of the day, yasasini ya bondende maye moja ananananum ifedi gu homa ye edru yensoso si bi ato aso
Woman land.
enti no obiara mfa ne ho nhyim bi and do your little to help try to legalize it because 4 million people going home. They say nipa 4 million.
But I think right now the best thing we can all do is
Let's
talk about it.
Like, cancel na chrono na nipa ndo kwa kubo. Because uko cancel na nipa 4 million ndi tiwudi oti wo na opesi ya stop on ekra no. Mummy find other alternatives say ya be na keep you because I quite remember in Europe, if something like this happen, the companies involved are going to get fined.
Yeah.
They are going to have institutions that are going
but
to
here
look
the
at-
individuals who are on power, like they don't care. Like they are taking their shares, so they won't do anything.
But
That's the problem.
Let us try to at least push for that because canceling the crowd, nipa 4 million, anyway. And you people don't know how poverty push people. A day, how many people dies in the Mediterranean Sea that people don't even talk about it because they are going outside for green pastures. So please, to the government of Ghana, the parliament. I don't even want to bring in the government. The parliament, because the parliament is the legislative
It's right.
body of the nation.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Parliament.
please, the parliament get something because people I think in this case people are blaming the government. At the end of the day, the government is an executive, and he can give laws that we know. Yeah, even in elections, yeah, if they would have emanate a law that have blocked everything, we would have had people going around saying, "Oh yeah, buy a besisano." So if the parliament passed a law, we know it is for all of them.
I think in the next episode we're gonna talk about the elections, the government, because I know so baby I say can. So yeah, let's end this episode. But the best friend will say, leave some comments on what you think about the Ghanaian situation, I guess.
Yes.
And keep talking about the matter and all these issues because that's the only way we can do something about it.
It's for homeland.
Bye.
Bye.